Jenny, how have you been?
Not so good.
Not so good.
No, just really low.
Low, okay. So you mentioned to me on the phone call earlier that you had a bit of a bad situation last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you want to tell me a little bit about what happened?
I just don't know. It was so, it was just so silly. My mum had been over, she'd been looking after the kids.
Yeah.
Everything was fine. She had done dinner, and then she came over and asked me, what are the kids going to have for lunch? And she had the cupboard open, and I could see everything that was there.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't, come up with a decision.
Of what to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so what I think we might focus today around is maybe just talking more about that situation,
Okay.
and we can try and unpack it and see how it made you feel.
Yeah.
Yeah? Is it alright if I write a few things down as we go?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me a little bit more about what happened. You went into the kitchen.
Yes, I was just in the kitchen, and my mum has the cupboard open. I'm looking in there, and there's lots of tins and lots of different things that I could have used for lunch for the kids tomorrow, but I just couldn't think of what to use. My head just felt really foggy. I couldn't think properly. Just all those feelings of uselessness and how the kids would be better off with my mum just kept coming back to me, and yeah, it just wasn't good.
Okay, so how did that make you feel?
Oh, just awful. I used to be able to take care of the kids, and now I can't. I had that depressed feeling, that big black cloud over my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so you mentioned that kind of made you feel just all foggy and a bit useless, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Is there any other thoughts that were maybe going through your head at the time?
I just feel bad that I can't look after the kids well by myself. Yeah. That's about it.
Okay. And then what did you do after this? What did you...
Well, my mum was there, so I felt like I could just disappear. I just went up to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't know what else I could do. It's
Okay.
not very helpful, so yeah.
And did you go to sleep, or what were you...
I wasn't, whenever I go to bed I just can't get to sleep. I'm thinking too much. So I just had all these thoughts going through my head.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And did you notice that your body felt any different?
Just complete lack of energy. So tired.
Just really, tired and
Yeah.
couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay. Now, as we've been talking, I've kind of just written down a few things that you've mentioned.
Yeah.
Do you want to just have a look at that?
Yeah.
And just have a read and see what I've written. I've tried to use your words where possible, because this is your information, so I want you to think. Do you think there's anything else you can add?
That's exactly how I felt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I did.
So I've used this model where I've kind of split everything up into four areas.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a really good model or a way of looking at how a situation makes how you react to a situation.
Yeah.
And it's really good with people who have depression or anxiety. So we're just breaking it down into how you're feeling. So that's the black cloud and the depression.
Yeah.
And then how that made you, what thoughts were going through your head at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then linking it into what you did, how you responded.
Yeah.
So just going to bed and then
Mm.
just how your body felt. So that's the being tired and just
Yeah.
having no energy.
Yeah, that's right.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put in these arrows just here.
Yeah.
Now what do you think that those arrows might mean?
Well, just as you've been talking, I can see how things are related. Just
Yeah.
how that situation just made me feel terrible, and then how that caused all these other things to happen. And for
Yeah.
me to just go to bed and nothing's resolved, I just had to go to bed.
Yeah, no, that's really good. So it's just showing how everything's kind of interlinked a little bit.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. That's great. So I'm kind of just building a picture about how your depression is in certain
Mhm.
situations. Yeah. So just showing how what we feel is very closely related to what we think,
Yeah.
and then that influences how our body reacts
Yeah.
and also just how our body feels.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I hope that we can do with this now is maybe pick one of these areas, and we can think of maybe one thing that you want to do to try and change,
Yeah.
and then making a small change in one of these areas might actually have a positive influence on the others.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So because it's all linked, we can just start with
Mhm.
one small area.
Yeah.
So what do you think is maybe one thing you would want to change, or that you think you could change?
I'm thinking that maybe a behaviour I could change.
Yeah,
Maybe,
I think that's a good idea if we
Yeah.
start with the behaviour.
Yeah, maybe I could just try to get up in the mornings.
Mhm.
I just find it really difficult to do that. Maybe if I do that, then those feelings of uselessness or thinking that I'm useless will go away, and I'll be able to do more.
I think that's a really good idea. So maybe we could try and focus on before you go to bed, if you set an alarm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can get up in the morning, and then, like you said, that might make you feel like you've gotten up and you're starting to do things, and then that can change, so you're not feeling as useless,
Yeah.
and
That would
maybe you
be
just
really
have a
good.
bit more energy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's a really good idea. What else? Okay, so how do you think that model worked for you?
Oh, it's just so good to see it all laid out like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Just makes it quite simple, doesn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's felt really big and overwhelming,
Mm.
and now I can see it, and it's
Yeah.
broken up, and I can see what I can change and what effect that's going to have on the other
Mm.
areas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's hard to just say, I'm going to change my feeling.
Yeah,
you know.
definitely.
That
wouldn't happen.
yeah. So I think that was a good idea to try and start with the behaviour.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I do just want to say just what you've mentioned about how you've been feeling and some of the thoughts that this situation brought up. That's actually very normal for other people suffering with
Yeah.
depression. So
That's good to
yeah,
know.
it's all very normal. And if you look at it like this, it just breaks it down, and we can just
Mm.
very simply have a look at it.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's great. So how do you think that the interview went today?
Oh, it was really nice to have someone to listen to what I've been experiencing.
Mhm.
I just, like I said, I didn't know what to do last night, and there's lots of situations like that where I just go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what I'll do is I'll give you a copy of this
Mm.
with these things ready, and then if something else happens and you feel a bit low,
Yeah.
what you could try and do is maybe just fill it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so just think about how you're feeling and what thoughts are running through your head, and just write it all down.
Okay.
And it might be quite useful for you to have a
Yeah.
look and see how you're reacting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you can bring them to our next talk, and we can kind of go through like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, no, that sounds really good. And is there anything else you'd like to add to that? Or you feel?
No, that's alright. Thank
That
you
went
so much
alright?
for listening.
Oh, that's alright.
Today.
No, very good.
Yes.
10 over 10. I was just like,
Yeah.
when it was at like 9:50.